is, Tuesday, October the 15th. And I'm grabbing my notebook. Larry's with us. So I forgot to turn the volume down. So we're ready to go, Larry. Go ahead.
All right. Well, folks, welcome. I'm sorry I'm running a little late. It's hard on Tuesdays to get through with Jason and get here. But let me tell you that much is going on. Very much is going on. And what you're not seeing is a battle that Trump is fighting to try and bust up, shift in what he's doing. Now, folks, I can't talk about a lot of it because they're trying to get things done. But just know this. The entire thing that Adam Schiff is doing is probably not illegal. That's what's terrible. It's not illegal. It's just ethically wrong. It's just wrong. There's no way President Trump can win. No way at all. So he has got to do exactly what he's doing, which is fight the subpoenas. Now, by doing the letter that he did, demanding that they either bring it on, go before the whole House and call for a vote, or drop it, is the one move he can make to avoid the subpoena trap. They're trying to get President Trump, since they know on the whistleblower thing, they've got nothing. Mary Ellen, I'm hearing some kind of noise or something.
There's some kind of...
Anyway.
I moved the computer. Does that help?
I don't know. Yeah, that's better. But anyway, they're trying to stop the subpoena trap. And by doing what he did with the letter, telling them to either go before the full House and call for a vote for an impeachment inquiry or drop it, that gives them the ability to deny the subpoenas without falling to breaking the law, I guess is the best way to say it. But let me tell you, if I were James Comey, which he is lawyering up, I'd really be lawyering up, because some of the stuff that I now know about, that is the Inspector General's report, could very well put Comey on a pathway to prison. Now, having said that, remember, we still have the problem of finding a venue to get him in, but we'll find it. There will be a venue open up. They have a plan, and I think it's solid, and I think it can work. But I do not know if the IG report is going to come out. A lot of people are saying Friday. I don't know that to be for sure as far as the date certain, but it's coming soon. Presently, Barr is studying to see how much of it he can release. As you know, President Trump has okayed him to open up all of it or any of it that he chooses to. But it's still in Barr's hands to see what part of it he wants to or is able to release. But it's coming, guys. It's coming. This whole thing is going to blow up. It is. It's a gamble. You might as well know it. It's a gamble. We may very well be looking right now at a period in time where we're going to lose our country, or we're going to get it back. It's one of the two. And it's moving rapidly to a point to where it's got to give one way or the other. So I've got to be very careful about what I say, what I can say. So I think it best at this point to open up. If you have questions, get them in.
We've got some questions already, Larry.
I know it. I know it right now seems like kind of a slow period. I mean, I know you're here wanting some really hot, juicy stuff.
No, there's a question already from what you're talking about.
All right.
James said that there is a petition out to call for the impeachment of the Schiff. Can that be done?
No. I mean, it can be called for, but in truth, there's only two ways he's going to be, well, maybe three ways he's going to be removed. Number one, that's if the ethics committee, which is made up predominantly of Democrats, vote to have him removed. That's one way. Now, when I say removed as the head of that committee. The ethics committee cannot get him removed as being a congressman. They can censor him, but they can't remove him. Pelosi can remove him from the chairmanship of the committee, but she can't remove him from office. And then the only other way is the people, a recall election. That's the only three ways you're going to get rid of Schiff.
Now, I know that Joe Ray Perkins, who's running in the 4th District of Oregon, tried to recall Governor Brown. They had enough signatures on the petition, but when they turned in the petitions to have her removed, they threw out they needed, I think, 250 to 330 signatures, or that's how many they got. And they threw out 100,000 of them. So
let me tell you how that works so that everybody knows. Whenever it comes to a petition to remove or recall, you have to take half of the number you get, and they're going to throw them out. They're not going to count them. They just throw half out. So if you've got to get 200,000 signatures, folks, you need to know going into it, if the number you've got to have is 200,000, then you must get at least 400,000 because they're going to throw half of them out. Now, they claim the reason they throw them out, just pick half of them and throw them out, is because they don't have the time, the money, or the staff to go through and check every signature and make sure everything's right. So they've all adopted this formula of half. Half they will discredit right away. So don't be surprised. You know, if you're planning to do a recall and it's got a 200,000 signature to make it stick, and you come in with 225,000 and you think you've got it made, you don't. You don't. What else?
Mimi says Rudy has admitted to accepting 500,000 from a Ukrainian fund to influence politicians. How could he have forgotten that?
No, he didn't. He didn't accept it to influence politicians. What he did, he accepted it as a retainer. As a retainer, as a legal retainer.
Okay.
Now, his job for that legal retainer might have been, guys, look, he's a private citizen. So if a country, a government, or an individual want to hire him to do a job, they can, and he can take it. So, for example, if somebody hired him and paid him $500,000 retainer, and they hired him specifically for the task of trying to affect this, that, or the other, then it's perfectly legal. It is legal. So don't be confused. And for God's sakes, please, y'all, please stop believing anything coming from the media, because they're going to take anything they can and twist it and make it sound bad. So I don't know the detail of that retainer. I don't know. But I will apply my standard rule. If it's coming from the media or it's coming from Washington, D.C. in any way, then I'm going to assume whatever they're saying is not true. It's the opposite. And Rudy Giuliani, I assure you guys, is smart enough to know, with his relationship professionally with the president, being that he was on the president's legal team, he would not take some kind of contract that would be illegal or hurt the president in any way. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't. I know him. I know the man. All right, what you got?
Okay. The Daily Mail is hinting that Michelle Obama could be a front runner for the Democrats.
Not going to happen. Will not happen. I do understand that there are some people looking at running, new people, because the present stable of Democratic presidential nominees is looking real bad, real bad.
I hear Tom Steyer is running.
Huh?
Tom Steyer, Steyer.
What about it?
He's supposed to be putting his hat in the ring this week.
Oh, he may be. Yes. He and then, anyway, the former mayor of New York, what's his name, the rich guy, my mind's just gone blank.
Not quite.
So anyway, there's some looking at getting in, mainly because it looks as though Elizabeth Warren may be taking the lead, and the moderate Democrats, or the people that really want to win or have a candidate that might win, are scared to death of Warren. Most of you should know by now, Bernie Sanders has announced that he's going to implement a 97% tax on wealthy people. 97% tax. The problem for Warren is she's just about as big a tax person for the wealthy as he is. And if she ends up getting the nomination, then most of the money people, the power people, they're going to back away from the Democrats, and they know it. So then the Democratic Party's in a real mess right now, a real mess with the candidates they've got running, and they know it. That also is one of the reasons why they've got to go to such extreme, such great risk in everything they're doing to Trump. They're not joking. It's not a joke when they're talking about they can't beat him, so they've got to get him out through impeachment. That's not a joke. There's a lot of truth to that. What else you got?
Okay, Mimi says, when the Clintons are gone, will the violence end? Will people who are afraid be fear from fear? Will you be safe, or are there others to fear?
No. The Clintons represent a system that they have brought, and this system will live on unless it is stopped by President Trump. That's the whole point of the exercise of draining, as they call it, the swamp. We either drain the swamp, this system lives on. And guys, we can't live on any longer. The system has gotten to the point, the deep state has gotten to the point now to where there's no more games. There's no more lying. There's no more pretending that they're not socialists. There's no more pretending that they're really, constitutional Americans. There's no more pretending. It's over. So don't worry about the figurehead. The figurehead now means very little. The system is what's taken over if we don't stop it. What you got?
I'm just looking through. There's a lot of just words. Somebody again is repeating that that Obama was putting a firing squad at Guantanamo. We heard that one the other day.
Yeah, didn't happen. I don't know it for a fact, but I'm going to bet, guys, that didn't happen.
Can Christopher Wray be charged? It seems like he's actively covering up.
What?
Christopher Wray. It seems like he's actively covering up. Can he be charged?
That's a tough one. Christopher Wray is probably one of the greatest mistakes that has been made by the Trump administration. I don't know how he got put in the mix and how he ended up being the recommendation from the committee, but Trump went with the committee and they recommended Wray. Christopher Wray is 100%, as I see it, my opinion, he's 100% deep state, doing everything to protect the system, the deep state system. But I don't know a way as yet that he could be prosecuted. There are so many people that are a part of this coup that absolutely can be prosecuted, that Wray would be kind of down the list. What you got?
Okay, what's the holdup with the FISA drop?
The holdup with the FISA report is a combination of things. Number one, it's determining what can be released publicly. It's a lengthy report. It's not, a short thing. It's a lengthy report. And a lot goes into, guys, determining what parts of it can be released. Then you have to figure out what parts of it that can be released need to be released. And then probably the biggest thing that's going on with Barr right now is in releasing the FISA report, he's got to be careful that he does not tip his hand to his next move, to where he plans to go next. By that, I mean, let's just take an example. Does he plan to prosecute Comey? If he's not careful when he releases that report, if it puts him in a box to where it's obvious he has to prosecute Comey, if it's not time to prosecute him, meaning we don't have a venue to put him in where we get a fair shake, then everything could be messed up. We could lose it all. This report is key to us winning or losing the case against the members of the coup. So don't wish it to come out in a hurry just because we're curious. What you need to be hope for, pray for Barr to have the wisdom to know exactly what and how and when to release it. That's what you have to do. What you got?
Well, I think that's really significant, Larry, because everybody's impatient for something to happen, impatient for something to happen. And
I know.
But this is what you just said, Larry, is just really significant. We have got to help other people realize that he can't tip his hand. And so it's imperative that he have the right timing so that when he's ready to move, he can move successfully and not give up the win because he's catering to everybody's impatience.
And trust me, guys, nobody is more impatient than I am. I want this nightmare over. Y'all have no idea what it's doing to me and how it's affecting me. I want it over. But I can't let my personal reasons come before what's good for the country. I can't. I just can't do it. And you should be the same, and I know you are. But it is hard. It's hard. It's hard to see all this junk going on. It's hard to see everything happening the way it is. I mean, it's like a bad dream. It's hard to believe that what we're seeing happening to a president of our country. I mean, it's actually happening here. We've never seen a coup in America, but we're seeing one now. Yes, it's a silent coup, but it's still deadly.
Well, there's also, somebody made a comment that this morning was talking about the Army helicopters that were circling DC 2-3 weeks ago. And that person was getting very concerned that it was going to be not just a soft coup, but a hard coup with military coming in. And I kind of looked at that and went, I'm not sure. That certainly doesn't seem to go along with anything Larry has told us. So I'll take that with a grain of salt. But it was something that somebody was getting very concerned about, that things are stepping up so dramatically that, I think people are wondering if this is a pressure cooker ready to blow,
Yeah, look, guys, most of you, I hope, know that our military is firmly behind our president. And even if members of the military don't like President Trump, they are loyal to the Constitution and their role in protecting the Constitution. So I don't fear the day that all of a sudden the Capitol is surrounded by tanks and helicopters and the military is taking over. That I don't fear at all. I just don't. Now, does that mean that people like Antifa couldn't be planning riots and stuff to just take everything and turn it up to a level that we've never seen before of violence? That could very well happen. It could. Let's pray it doesn't, but it could happen.
Okay,
But
Gloria
as
said,
far
go ahead. Thank you.
Well, as far as a hot coup or a hard coup, don't worry about it. It's not going to happen.
Okay, Gloria
My
says
opinion.
we all absolutely must go out and vote, because if you don't, it's a vote for the Democrats and socialism, I'll add. Isn't this correct, Larry?
That is absolutely 100%. No, it's 1,000% correct.
Yep.
The answer to all of this is simple. It's so simple, it's hard. If we could get every person that is a part of the base of President Trump and or the Republican Party and or conservative or the Christian community, if we could get everybody to show up and vote November of 2020, we will win. We'll win. But if between now and November 2020, enough people get confused, get deceived, get downtrodden, give up, and just say to heck with it and just choose to not vote, we'll lose.
Or say they're too good to get involved with politics because it's too dirty for them.
Yep.
Okay.
This vote is probably the most important vote. Well, no, it is. This is the most important vote coming up in November of 2020 that any of us have ever cast in our lifetime. Any of us. With one caveat, and I don't think this caveat's possible yet, but they're trying. We still have the nagging effect of the Democrats trying to set up and somehow defeat Trump before the election, get him kicked out, rule him out, do something. I mean, kill him. I mean, the list of things that could happen is still, it's remote, but it's there.
Okay, John Doe's asking again about Tulsi Gabbard. Didn't you ask this yesterday, John? Is she going to put a knife in the heart of Biden and Warren tonight for revenge on the Democratic Party?
I would not be surprised. I think she's the one person that might. I mean, that Gabbard is smart, and she knows that as it stands right now, she's got little or no chance at all. Little or no chance at all of winning. So she's got one opportunity tonight to make a grab and buy some headlines and get some attention. And that's her shot. Somebody needs to go at Biden over this ordeal with his son. And I'm talking about from the Democratic Party, not from the Republican side. I'm talking about from within the Democratic Party. Somebody needs to bring it out, get it on. And then with Warren, I'm telling you, she has the progressive community scared to death. Not that they wouldn't like her being president, but they're not sure they can control her, number one. And number two, they know that if she gets the nomination, they lose the power money that they'll need to run in the general election. So she scares them. So Gabbard, if she's smart, she'll jump on that. My opinion.
Okay, Chris asks, do you think Pence is the White House traitorous leaker?
I don't know, Chris. I don't know if he is. I would not be surprised if someone in his office would not be. I don't think he would be personally, but it's very possible someone in his office that is exposed to information that need not be put out might be. But I don't think it's Pence himself, no. But now that's my opinion, so don't hold me to that.
Timothy himself, he's somebody that's spoken out a lot on YouTube about the pedophile, the kids involved, taken with pedophilia. He put out this morning a 2-minute video that I saw that talked about 2,100 children being found in tunnels in California by the, I think it was Navy SEALs and Marines. But he was the only one that I saw that said anything about that, and was even indicating that maybe that's why the power had gone out, so that they could see from above ground electricity underground to know where to look. Do you know anything about that?
I do not know anything about that, and that sounds to me, again, like one of those stories. I don't put much stock in it. I just don't.
Okay.
Look, if 2,100 children were found in a tunnel, even a biased media would cover that. That they would cover that. I mean, that I think would come out.
You'd hope. If Comey goes to jail, would that scare the others? Mimi asked.
You bet. Well, just the prosecution of Comey, I'm hoping, will loosen the tongues of all the others. That's my wish.
Will the banks be nationalized before the elections?
No, they will not. I don't believe my opinion. My opinion is no. I don't think Trump would allow it. I don't think he'll stand for it. No, I take it back. I know he wouldn't stand for it.
Investigator News, which was Ellie, says most of the top Democrats are part of this coup and have been friends with the Clintons for years.
That is true. And thank you, Miss Ellie, for going on with Jason. It was nice to have somebody there that could verify what it was like going through what we went through back in those days. And for me, they haven't changed that much since then, believe it or not.
Casey thinks they're going to put Hillary in at the last minute and use her doubles.
I just don't think so. My opinion, I don't think so. I don't think the party will allow it.
And have you heard anything about Marines being activated to control civil unrest or anything, any other reason? Because some people were suggesting that that's part of the activation to find those.
No. And I did check, by the way, just, I shouldn't have, but I did. And there have been no emergency activations other than that we've talked about, the, augmentation forces. But from what I have gathered, no, there are no Marines or anybody else on standby, even.
Yeah, so be careful when you're hearing these people all snicker, especially when they are selling prepper materials and they need to get you buying. Yep. So Gloria heard that Comey and McCabe have lawyered up. You've talked about that today already. Do you think? Yeah. Do you think? Okay. Lucy thinks Comey will hang himself if he goes to jail. Chris asked, "Do you think which Hillary uses body doubles?"
No.
Because it's, her weight to change, her hairdo changes. Well, I mean, hairdo is easy to change. The up and down weight loss and the looking 70, looking 30, looking, the age change is a little ridiculous.
No, I just don't think so.
Okay. Who's more dangerous, the Clintons or the Obama group?
Oh, wow. Both. I don't think, that'd be impossible to pick which one's the most dangerous. Hello.
Okay, I'm reading through, just trying to find. Thank you, folks, for the donations that you're sending in to Larry. We can't tell you how much it is appreciated.
Yes.
You think the Obamas and Clintons will destroy each other?
I think they'll destroy each other.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't. They won't do that.
Are there people working together? Are they kind of the same group, or are they two separate factions? Oops, we lost Larry. Ooh, did we get close to home? Because I didn't hear his phone ring. Chris, it's amazing how many Christians don't vote, and it's amazing how many Christians who don't vote try to encourage others not to vote. That it's, we have been given an opportunity to participate in our freedom. And, even Jesus said, render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's. And we have a responsibility to be good citizens, and we have the opportunity to do what we're doing. So, thank you, Chris, for what you've done with elections. I didn't help with the elections in 2018 because I was busy working with Larry last year. I did a lot in 2016, and I was an election judge. I helped count absentee ballots. I didn't do much I went to a class so I could register people to vote. I never had an opportunity to do that. But it's important. Contact your Board of Elections and ask how you can get involved, or contact your local Republican Party and ask what you can do to help. So, Larry, are you back? You're here, but I don't hear you. Okay, I guess. I saw you came in, but I couldn't hear any sound. Okay, hold on. I'm putting you on speaker. Give me a second to get the microphone plugged in.
Okay.
Gotta get my papers out of the way. I'm taking notes. Okay, go for it. You're live. You're
All
connected.
right, folks. Sorry about that. I got knocked off, and then I couldn't get back on with the system. So forgive me. I don't know what happened. I was there, and then I wasn't. Next question. What you got?
James asked, do you know anything about Ilhan Omar and her boyfriend participating in the anti-Trump rally? There is a picture of somebody with light brown skin, head covered, face covered, all but the eyes. The eyes look very similar to hers, but I don't know if you can know for sure. The guy was not covered up and did look like him.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Man, I've got the volume up as far. What if who ran as an independent? Are you asking if Hillary would run as an independent?
Well, let me say this. Hillary will not run as an independent. She's smart enough to know that she couldn't win that way.
Okay.
If she's going to run, she will finagle a way to get in the Democratic Party. She will not run as an independent.
Teresa says in Louisiana, there was a runoff between two Republicans that were running for governor. Risponi got the most votes, but there's a rumor that he's going to drop out, and that would automatically give the governorship to the Democrat. Do you know anything about that?
Do not. I hope that doesn't happen. I have not paid a lot of attention to it. About the only reference I've had to the Louisiana race was President Trump and his Lake Charles rally, but I haven't followed it. But Louisiana politics are slippery, so anything's possible in Louisiana. Anything. But let's hope it doesn't happen.
C. Jacobs says there's an indictment about Pence that she heard about. Do you know anything about that?
There is not.
Did you see the secret thumb signal Pence had with someone in uniform at the Daddy Bush funeral?
No, I didn't.
Might have just been saying hi. Do you know anything about Clinton involvement in sex trafficking?
Do I know of his involvement in it?
Yeah, are the Clintons, either one of them, Bill or Hillary, are they in?
I don't know firsthand if they were involved in it, but I can tell you this, it's odd that they ran around with people for years that were involved in it. So I can't say they were, but I don't see how they could run around with Epstein and all of those people and not know about it.
Well, do you think?
Knowing them the way I do, I wouldn't put it past them knowing about it and not caring or even profiting from it.
Well, do you think they'll all get immunity in order to get them to talk?
No. One thing that I'm fairly certain, because it's Washington, D.C. after all, is there will be, with Barr, limited immunity deals offered. I'm not saying there won't be any, but there will be limited offers. But there will be no blanket mass immunities given. It will not happen.
Do you have any updates on the FBI investigating this Shift 16 visits to Buck's house?
Um, I know about something going on, but I can't talk about it. But I can tell you that his relationship with Ed Buck is of interest to the Justice Department. Very much so.
Okay. Do you think Trump will put America back on the gold back standard or gold back dollar?
I don't know. I don't know. But the reason I don't know is because I'm not sure. I'm talking about me personally. I'm not sure that we have the gold anymore in sufficient quantities to back our currency. I just don't know.
Do you know anything more about Epstein?
I'm not. Well, I take it back. They have uncovered some discrepancies, and we'll put it that way. They haven't. The Justice Department has discovered some discrepancies in what the official report said, as far as I can go with it. But it's not over with Epstein at all. At all.
Oh, goodness. Okay, Lucy says, this is kind of funny. If the Obamas had a gun to the Clintons' head and the Clintons had a gun to Obama's, who would pull first?
I think you would see a simultaneous explosion. I don't think either one of them would trust the other not to do it first, so they would both go off at the same time, I assure you.
Marcia says Chris Christie is the one who recommended Ray.
If that's the case, Chris Christie's a fool. But I will say this to Marcia. Chris Christie may have been on the team that picked, the options for the president to choose from, but he was not the lone person that made the recommendation. There was a team that reviewed potential candidates.
Okay. Why does Trump think we need a space force? Is that real?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't have a clue what his thinking is behind that. I don't.
Don't Lindsey Graham and McConnell realize it's not about Trump anymore? It's about America First, the America First movement that he created.
I think they do, but we would be awfully wrong-minded, and I'm talking about us. We would be awfully wrong-minded if we believed McConnell and Graham cared about us first. They don't care. It's about them. It's about their interest, not ours. And that's why Trump's at such loggerheads with everybody in Washington. Remember, there aren't two sides in Washington. We hear about Republicans and Democrats, and we hear about the arguments and the fighting and so forth. But you'll notice on the Republican side, you always hear the same 4, 5, or 6 names. That's all you hear, because that's all that care. The rest are knee deep with the rest of the Democrats. They're all part of the deep state.
Yeah, Julie said, I'm so thankful for the 5 or so Republicans that have Trump's back. defending him daily against the corrupt media outlets. But why just the same few? Why aren't there more?
Well, and that Project Veritas,
Yes.
there was any doubt, I understand they've got a video or something, a tape or something of the guy at MSNBC or NBC, whatever his name is.
It was CNN, I think.
He's basically telling, he's just coming out and telling Zuckerberg, whatever his name is. I mean, they got him basically telling him to just get Trump. Folks, the media is all in. That's what I keep trying to tell you. They can't go back now. There can never be a day that they can go back to being a credible, viable source of news. There's no way now. It's over. It's over for them. If they lose, they lose. If we win, they lose. If they win, we lose.
So James says, red, yellow, black, and white, all Americans must unite and destroy the demonocrats on election night.
Good job. Good job.
Okay, let me scroll down. Let's see. Let's see, you talked about Epstein already. Have there been plans?
Once again, let me say, I know yesterday and today, I know you're kind of wishing the promo would be a little juicier and spicier. The guys, we're going to hit these times when we got to be careful what we say. We've got to, and I can't come here and give you a lot of stuff that make you want. I can't do it right now. Just know that much is going on. Way more than you can ever imagine. One last question. What have you got?
Could the DOJ leverage Epstein's stuff against the people that were filmed and committed crimes later against Trump?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't know. The Epstein case is not finished. Know that. And a lot of people, I believe, my opinion, a lot of people are going to fall because of Epstein.
Do you know anything about the power being cut off in California, the fires, and so on?
I just know it turned into a major mess. I don't understand it. I don't live in California, so I don't understand the fires and the wind and stuff. I mean, I just don't. I'm sorry.
Linda in Iowa said she sent 2 emails to Grassley asking him to support Trump and got no response.
Isn't that great?
CNN exposed the vendetta that Zucker has against Trump. Zucker, the president of CNN, his wife is close friends with Ghislaine Maxwell, who was Epstein's assistant.
And so it's CNN, not MSNBC.
Right, it was CNN.
Zuckerman or whatever his name is.
Zucker.
Okay.
Zucker.
Well, anyway, they got him on tape telling his people to get Trump.
Yeah.
So what else do you need?
Do you like Sig Sauer firearms? Do you like the Sig Sauer firearms?
Yes, good weapon.
Julie wants to send some money. Larry's PayPal account is nicholslive@aol.com.
Yes, and Julie, do it quick, please.
Yeah. nicholslive@aol.com. No. Frankly, he has never said that there's not a coup. He's been saying there's a coup. He's been saying that since 2016. He said it's not a hard coup. In other words, it's not the military doing it. It's the soft coup with the using the media. All right, that's the last question.
It's using the media and working from within is what a soft coup is doing.
Yeah.
The point of the media, the two signatures that you look for, is if it's a regular coup, the kind we see around the world, that's when you see tanks and stuff surrounding the Capitol, and they're trying to get rid of the leader of the country. And then the other kind of coup is called a soft coup. And the thing that you see first there is they get control of the media. And then they use internal workings within the system to remove the government in power. And that's what we've got going on right now.
Yeah. We have 117 people here. I'm going to give your contact information again, and then I have one other question. Larry's PayPal account is nicholslive@aol.com. That is the fastest way to get any money to Larry. Nichols Live, just his last name, nicholslive@aol.com. If you go to the website, nicholslive.com, there's a direct link to the PayPal. His mailing address is there if you need to send cash in the mail and can't do PayPal. He cannot cash any kind of check or money order. If you need to send a check or money order, that needs to come to me. There's a phone number in there where you can send a text message, and I will work with you to find another alternative way to get money to Larry. But the way he gets it immediately is if you use the PayPal. So the last question that's been asked, somebody was asking about, we've talked about Obama and Gitmo and everything. We've talked about that a couple times already today. A couple of people have asked about your health. Is there anything that you care to share? Because I don't intrude on that.
No.
Okay.
Not good, but it's not worse. I mean, it's just help if you can, please. It's that important.
Yep. All right.
That, I'm gonna beg off and get where I can talk.
Sure thing, Larry. Thank you for being here. God bless you.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Larry gets a lot of his nutrition and treatment together in a shot form, and that gives him the strength to keep doing what he needs to do. As I have mentioned many times, if you have migraines, you know that if you have severe pain and you stay on schedule with your medications, you can function quite well, or at least tolerant level of pain. I've seen his chest, I've seen the scars, it looked like his chest was absolutely peppered with freckles. They were not freckles, they were gunshot scars. So he has shrapnel. As far as I know, he's got shrapnel embedded that causes pain that cannot be removed safely or unsafely. It can't be removed. And that causes a lot of the pain that he deals with. So he needs to have medication every day. There are a lot of people that are on meds for many, many reasons. I don't ask him about his health, and I feel really uncomfortable about asking him even on your behalf, because HIPAA laws say our medical concerns are our business. If you have a donation that you want to get to Larry and feel a right to know what you're giving to, you can contact Larry directly. And anyhow, if you need to talk to me about that first, in order to find a way to get to Larry, you can, the phone number is there on the website. I'll post it right now for you if you just give me a minute to get into the phone. I was out of the program, so just give me a minute to get back into it. if I can. You're gonna have to just get it from the website today. My phone's acting really slow. So my cell phone number is there. Send a text message, not a phone call. The phone doesn't work that great where I live, so text messages do fine. So send a text and I can help you get what you need. So thanks for being here. We will talk tomorrow. And thanks for your help for Larry. I know how much it's appreciated. God bless you guys. Bye.